Greetings. I'm glad to talk with you again. Well, you're already on my 5th video, and I congratulate you on that. Very few people actually make it to the 5th video, those who are truly ready to start their journey towards a prosperous life. So, let's continue. So, the most crucial moment is when we set a goal for ourselves. When are we ready? Or we kind of want to do something, so what happens? Remember yourself, what usually happens, what each of us immediately wants, is to give me, please, a precise, step-by-step instruction, calculate for me a formula for success. And what actions need to be taken, what to do, what not to do, and how should I say it? And you have such nice words, I'll write down your words now, and maybe everything will work out for me. Or give me a clear calculation, please. I just don't understand what I should do. Honestly, it's kind of unprofessional. Tell me step by step, like this and like that. The answer to all this is very simple. You just have to hustle. Every day, roll up your sleeves and start working. Unfortunately, we are always used to the fact that, well, like, I've already made 5 attempts, I've already done all this, I've tried so many times, and I still can't get it right. This mindset, like this, I call it childish thinking, when I've tried so many times, so much already, and nothing works out for me. And now, I'll show you adult thinking. What haven't I done yet to make it work? That's adult thinking. Now I'll show you another commercial, an absolutely amazing commercial, that my words, it will, once again confirm, absolutely everything I've been saying here. Just listen to this commercial, it's really, really cool.
What successes have we had this year? To share the results of the interactive survey on 2850. The obtained value is the first component. Survey the coaches and divide the result by 1575. Discard the highest and lowest values from the 6 determined by computers. Average the remaining 4 and divide by 100 to get the final component. Average the components and divide by 3. These are our successes. Success cannot be calculated. It can be earned. Become a legend.
Success cannot be calculated. It can be earned. Amazing words. Right. Remember, if you're looking for a ready-made instruction, if something, tell me what to do, and so on, no one in life will help you. Unfortunately, that's how it is. If you take control of yourself and aren't afraid to make mistakes, if you aren't afraid of the pain of change, which is exactly what it's called, the pain of change, only then can you achieve something. There's no other way, because any change is your step out of the comfort zone. You inevitably find yourself in a place where you're uncomfortable because you've never done what you're now starting to try and do, and so on and so forth. And if you overcome this pain of change, then your life and everything around you will start to change. This is very important. Let me play the video for you again. I just don't want to say anything from myself, as usual. Today, as usual, I will prove everything to you only with the words of great people. I want to show you an amazing video again. Once again, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's not ready for 9, 10, 11, 12 repetitions with a certain weight. How muscles grow by overcoming the pain threshold, experiencing muscle pain, overcoming it, you need to go further and further. It's precisely those last 2, 3, or 4 repetitions that make the muscles grow. This is what separates a champion from a non-champion. If you can overcome the pain threshold, then you have the potential to become a champion. If you can't, then forget about it. This is what most people lack. Persistence. Gathering strength. To go in and just say, I'm going to get through this, and I don't care what happens. It might hurt, I might fall. I'm not afraid to pass out in the gym because I know it can happen. It's happened to me multiple times when I was training. But it doesn't matter because it's worth it.
Great video. Persistence. That's gathering strength. To walk into the gym and say, I'm going to do this, no matter what it costs me. Exactly. After all, who are we living for but for ourselves? And notice, not a single person has said, what's there from what? You don't know. So, what's going on with you right now? I say, what don't you know? Well, I'm sure that almost everyone who has taken risks knows what it takes to get your body in shape. What don't you know? You know perfectly well. You need to do push-ups, pull-ups, and crunches. These 3 exercises are quite enough. Quite enough. But who does it? Someone is unhappy, for example, that their stomach sticks out. Someone says, oh, understand now. I don't know, simply stop eating so much. Everything is insanely simple. Start working out, you'll achieve certain results, and, in principle, you'll achieve them quite quickly. Yes, everyone has a different body structure. Some will need less time, others more. But my advice to you is never, ever compare yourself to someone else. Like, oh, they are getting results faster because they are this or that. Yes, maybe they are getting results faster. They are not you, and if they are achieving something faster than you in one area, it doesn't mean they will do so in another area. Most likely you will. On the contrary, you might achieve it much faster. Never compare yourself. The most important thing each of us should strive for is to become a true professional. A true professional. What distinguishes a professional? Let's answer the question. What distinguishes a professional? I've already talked about this in a video. What distinguishes a professional is the number of attempts compared to the number of hours they put in. You know, I'm sure, each of you has 100% heard of this rule. The 10,000-hour rule. I'm sure this clip gained a huge number of views at the time. Honestly, I didn't believe in it at first. I thought, it's nonsense. But then, I realized that's exactly how it works. Anyone who follows this rule achieves success. 100%. Everyone who follows this rule achieves success, yes. It's not easy. I spent 8 years building my project. I went through a lot of challenges and transformations. And even now, when I look at my project, I am genuinely surprised at myself. I mean, it was a very small idea, like I realized it was tiny, really tiny. And suddenly, over time, it grows into a truly grand global project. If you think you know what failure is, although maybe you really do know. I mean, I don't know your actual life situation, but I know what a person feels when they experience failure. I've had failures like this. Maybe even more. I clearly remember and know what we feel at that moment. At that moment, we feel like a dried up flower inside. Such emptiness. It's such emptiness that you can even feel it in your mouth. You feel so gutted at that moment. I remember that feeling of rejection. You know, it's like you can't see or hear anything. You don't feel yourself at all. It's a crazy, scary, and disgusting feeling, really. But it's in these moments that you show how much backbone you have, how much strength you have to stand up and move forward. No matter what? Yes, it's bad. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. But you find the strength within yourself. You stand up and go and take your next step. You fall again, you get up, you take your next step. And little by little, you move towards your goal. I always remembered one thing. The reason why I'm doing all of this. That is why I want to achieve success. I often give an example like this. I recall the great generation of our grandfathers. Well, maybe for some, they are even great-grandfathers. Those people who went through the Great Patriotic War, who went through revolutions, and all those horrors of hell that befell them. Moreover, these are the people who, after the most terrible war, built new countries, practically new empires. They are nails. These are not just titans, thanks to whom we all continue to live today. And when I asked my grandfather sometimes, what was the scariest thing for you at the front when you were going? He didn't answer, but said, I had someone to die for. In other words, if you don't have something to strive for, reaching your goal will be really very difficult. And it's unlikely that anyone will reach it, as I already mentioned. 10,000 hours of practice separate you from being a champion in any field, so we don't even consider the odds. 10,000 hours separate you from any champion in any field. And again, I don't want to prove anything with my words here. I just want to tell you one thing. All the words I am saying today, the whole world is saying them. Let's watch. This is another advertisement. Just think about it, right? Advertisement again. Advertisements motivate people once again. Let's watch.
10,000 hours. They say to achieve success in something, you need to dedicate 10,000 hours to it. $10,000 hours of training. It's just you and your goal. No pain, no fatigue, no doubts. It's just you and your goal. Want to succeed in sports? Train for 10,000 hours. Want to become an awesome musician? Practice for 10,000 hours. Want to become a world-famous filmmaker? 10,000 hours. If you practice about 3 hours every day, you'll reach 10,000 hours in about 10 years. 10 years of training, and you will become a professional. But right now, 10 years is too long for us. We are the instant generation. We don't know how to wait. We need it here and now. We live in the era of instant stars. Our newsfeed updates continuously. We press the elevator button multiple times because it's taking too long to arrive. If a video takes too long to load, we just scroll through the feed further. Therefore, to endure those 10,000 hours, you must clearly understand why you're doing it. For the well-being of your family. Or so that your old man is satisfied. Isn't it just for praise or likes on social media? It's a pity, those 10,000 hours, if your goal is foolish ambitions, someone else's dreams, your greed, or someone else's stereotypes. What is this pain, sweat, and tears for? What is this blood on the punching bags for? Let's put it this way, either you honestly answer this question for yourself or buy yourself a red punching bag. 10,000 hours to later say, I have love, family, success, work, fame, money, but right now it's just you and your goal. Could you tell me how to get to Carnegie Hall? Asked a tourist to an elderly Jew. Practice more, the old man replied.
There's just nothing to add to those words. We all want quick results. We want to learn to speak like him. We want the result of this one, that one. But how much time do you have? I immediately. Hear the answer. I don't have time. I can spare. A maximum of 20 minutes. Well, 15, for example. Well, what are you doing there? I am catastrophically short on time, and then we, as usual, return to such a gigantic list. Excuses. Immediately hundreds of thousands of excuses for any taste and color. And yet, essentially, it's a very simple formula. You just have to work if you want a new, good, big, successful, bright life that we all dream of. You just have to grind. You just have to work. What distinguishes a professional boxer from an ordinary person? His punch is terrifying. He owns his punch for years. That's exactly why it's terrifying. He knows how to punch, he knows where to punch, and at what moment to punch. The same applies to absolutely any profession. If you want to become a professional, 10,000 hours. That's it. If you want to learn to speak well, 10,000 hours. And you'll handle any audience like a kitten. It will be so natural for you that even when you remember how you couldn't communicate with an audience before, it will make you laugh. Just 10,000 hours. I can share my own example. Until I was almost 23, I couldn't talk to strangers at all. For instance, asking a stranger for the time on the street was a feat I thought impossible. It was just something unreal. And in the end, now I can easily talk to people, even give presentations, even to a large audience. And again, if you count the hours, the time I spent talking, conversing, talking to people, it might even be more than 10 to 30 hours. Practically, well, if we remember, yes, we didn't know everything we know now. We gain everything through certain practice. Only persistent effort. Only monumental mistakes. Getting up. Only the ability to rise after failures. Makes us superhumans, those very supermen. If you don't know why you even need this, if you're not ready to make these efforts for. And then answer the question for yourself. For what purpose? What do you want without a goal? There's no life. That's even a slogan I would use. You can hang it up for yourself. I won't. It's visible in place. No. Goal. No. Life. But let's do it this way. On this important note, I will end our conversation today and hope to meet with you in the next video, which will most likely be my final video. I am very glad that you had the patience and strength to endure all my videos. I wish you all the best, good luck, and patience, and see you in the next video.